To license it.
Shaka Ford won in the main event with me, the Queen B, Jackie up. Heard exclusively on Push Gap Radio. Giving you 2 scoops.
PushGapRadios.com in Dallas and Fort Worth. Welcome to another edition of Rubber Buggy Baby Boomer Radio on PushGapRadios.com. Here's to Joe Louis this week, Dallas, Fort Worth. Coming to America. Spoiler alert, if you messing with us. Asian sentiment in America. Keep black folk name out your mouth. Police officer who is black fired for using the N-word. We want your input. And do you think that Texas just ended the future of electric cars in America? All that and the Jackie O Entertainment Report coming up next. One day or day one, you decide. With PushGapRadios.com. If you're talking about it, we're talking about it. Banging this thing in the DF dub. Push Gap Radios. Dallas, baby.
Jamie? In fact, black ice didn't land on the road. The road landed on black ice.
Okay. Next up, why is America being ruined by black people?
PushGapRadio.com in Dallas and Fort Worth. Welcome to an all-new edition of Shaka 4-1 in the main event with Jackie. Oh, what's poppin', La Mama?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to this week's edition of the show. Stick around because it's going to be
That's right.
good as usual.
It's going to be a fast ride, baby.
That's right.
Be a fast ride. Now, you already know. Texas Governor Greg Abbott is about to open up the state of Texas. Mm-hmm. Him and the state of Mississippi. He's going to end the statewide mask mandate. Now, stupid to me, okay, because as you know, here in Texas, we already high up on everything that's wrong,
right?
Okay, we in first place in all the wrong things, all right?
Right.
And he announced on last Tuesday that Texas would be the largest state to end this mask mandate nearly 8 months after it was originally announced to help combat the spread of COVID-19. Additionally, businesses will be able to open to full capacity beginning this Wednesday, March 10th.
Yeah, needless to say that we have 4 different variants of this virus.
Just buzzing around.
And we still have been setting records.
Right.
He didn't even consult with anybody before making this decision. And so he just decided to open the state up 100%, no mask mandate.
You know he's doing it for us.
Oh, I know why he's doing it. Mm-hmm. I mean, definitely he's doing it because somebody has been in his ear because they're losing too much money and they need people to get back to work,
it's them
so that they can get the economy back up. He's more worried about that and the fact that he's about to come up for election, and these people are big supporters to his campaign, so he have to do what he have to do. Because their kids go to private schools or whatever, so they're protected. So, they don't give a hoot about, you commoners. They don't. They don't care.
Jackie said they don't give a hoot to not pollute. Okay?
Who will be masked up and who still will be quarantining will be us.
I choose to wear a mask. I be seeing a lot of people been running that. But however, the mandate and other COVID restrictions were loosely enforced throughout the pandemic as cities, such as certain businesses in Houston and Dallas, flaunted restrictions by holding mass gatherings. Removing statewide mandates does not end personal responsibility, Greg Abbott said. And it's just that now state mandates are no longer needed. And state mandates are needed. You people have no idea what the hell you damn doing, fam. You don't know what you doing. We don't know the long-term effects, but take the vaccine anyway. We're going to get into that later in the show. But yeah, man, how do you think you just going to open it up? My concern becomes, how come we never talk to the people who don't want the shot?
Exactly. And also he's putting these people, the stores and things in danger because before the mandate to wear the mask, there were people that was going in there and they were attacking the clerks and all kind of things if they were asking them to wear a mask, because you have some retailers that are saying that they are going to require people in order to come into their stores.
Exactly.
They're going to have to have a mask on. And you're going to have these people that are going to be going crazy because they feel like they have the right to not wear the mask.
Exactly.
So it's going to be a mess, but it's only going to last for a while, and then we're going to be locked down again because it's going to be rampant. And I mean, I hope not, but chances are. That's what, the experts are saying is going to happen.
Time now for your PushGapRadio.com celebrity birthdays. Celebrity birthdays this week, March 8th. Movie actor Boris Kodjoe turns 48. NBC newscaster Lester Holt will be 62. TNT basketball host Kenny the Jet Smith turns 56. Actor Leon Preston Robinson. Robinson is best known for his role as David Ruffin in the TV movie The Temptations, and J.T. Matthews in the 1991 Robert Townsend movie The Five Heartbeats. You know him as Leon. He will be years old, because I ain't right. March 9th, Shad Gregory Moss. You know him as Little Bow Wow, turns 34. Rapper YG turns 31. TV show host Steve Wilkos will be 57. Rapper Chingy turns 41. March 9th, singer Jeffrey Osborne will also be years old. March 10th, Snoop Dogg's homeboy Bad Bunny will be 27. Actor Chuck Norris turns 81. Singer Robin Thicke turns 44 years old. Music producer Timberland will be 49, and TV actress Jasmine Guy on March 10th will be 59 years old. March 11th, basketball great Anthony Davis turns 28. Actor Terrence Howard, who I thought was playing the bass guitar in Coming to America, turns 52. To be real, Sharon Lynn turns years old, and Bobby McFerrin, who says, "Don't worry, be happy," will also be years old. How I forget all my... Cheryl Lynn. Keep up. March 12th, politician Mitt Romney turns 74 years old. Actress Liza Minnelli will be 75. Marlon Jackson, Gary, Indiana, baby. 219, The Family Hustle, he turns 64. Al Jarreau, March 12th. Tony Terry and comedian Lunel from Coming to America. I'm going to assume Lunel's going to be about, 63 years old. Any birthdays?
Don't go there.
Any birthdays?
Yes, I would like to say happy belated birthday to one of my BFFs, Felicia Mathis.
Yes.
Mrs. Aubrey. Congratulations on your marriage as well. But she turned 58 on March 5th, and then she became Mrs. Aubrey on March 6th. So congratulations to both her and her husband, Donnell. Yes. Also, I have a very special birthday coming up on March 12th. It will be my miracle grandson, Devontae, will be 22.
Lil D.
He will be 22 on the 12th.
Jackie's grandson. I love Lil D. Mine, that's my boy.
Great kid.
Yeah. Darnell. Felicia. Hats off to you, fam.
Yes.
All the best to you. And like they said, they had a little wedding, little gathering. It was beautiful. Jackie did the crafts and the decorations. And you already know her work, and LaShirl. Mm-hmm. And it was a great ceremony. First time really that we've been out in a long time socially.
Yes.
Okay.
We tried to figure it out. It's been 2019, I think. 2019,
Christmas of 2019, we went to my homeboy's deal. And then, since then, Jackie O and I have been in the bubble, fam. We don't play. Every 2 weeks, we go get supplies, get things squared away. We do like everyone else. Most things we do are online.
Yeah. And I think your friend's deal actually was 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could have been. You get old when time gets away.
My mother was still alive then. And that was 2018.
2018.
So but I don't know. It's been a long time, y'all. We've been socially. Definitely has been a year since
since we locked down up in here in the double wide. And, it's again, I'm wearing a mask. If you're around me, you need to wear a mask. Now, at Felicia and Darnell's wedding, everyone did have their mask on. Mm-hmm. We did practice social distancing. Like most guys, we were like hanging out outside, because Jackie told you at 7:30 in the morning they were serving food, and the wedding started at 1, and you don't get to eat till 4:30, but you got to be patient. Okay, nigga, you told me we was going to eat when we got there, so I didn't eat. Okay.
When do you ever eat before a wedding?
Because according to you, black people, okay, we was going to start at 1. You know damn well we wasn't. I'm a limousine driver. When have I ever picked up a bride that came out to the limousine on time? And Jackie wants to tell me, oh, well, we're starting at 1. Shut up, man. You knew you wasn't going to start on time. But anyway, beautiful.
You could have left that part
completely
out.
What do you think? And what do you think the guys are standing outside doing?
But
Man,
even
I'm so hungry. My wife told me. Yeah, mine did too.
You don't eat before a wedding. You eat after the wedding.
No, where are the appetizers? Don't they give you something?
No, you know.
Who wants to hear your gut growl doing the services, Jackie?
After the wedding.
Oh, so you make sure niggas stay, huh?
A reception.
No, y'all just
after the wedding.
Y'all just try to make sure that nobody get out. But yeah, mine. Big ups. Y'all try to make sure the niggas don't leave. But yeah, big ups to Darnell and Felicia. Last name.
Yes. Their last name is Aubrey.
Yes. Great service. And we love you guys.
Yes.
Forever and always. And same as was said at the service is mine. Anything we can do to help, and we're going to stay out your marriage. That ain't our business, okay? Because like I say, y'all hate each other now, and then later on is butt naked, sweaty sex, but you can call and tell us that. Like the old folk used to say, if you ain't going to call when you then don't call when you fight either. So use an F in the other one, okay? That's what that is. When we come back on the hottest podcast in the freaking internet game. Do you know how many people we've outlasted? Since we came on the air in 2010, it's not where we want it to be, but it's showing where we started. Okay? Just wanted to let you know. Coming to America.
Ooh, yeah.
We're going to get into that. Keep Black America's name out your mouth when you're talking about this anti-Asian crap that's going on here. We'll delve into that. Are you a fiend for the vaccine? Are you looking to get stuck by the needle? And Dr. Seuss. They say Dr. Seuss been out there clowning folk. Now, the books that I sing, they were kind of, the same thing with the cartoons back in the day. With the magpies that were black and they were racist, and the Chinese would, we say, the 2 lines for eyes or whatnot.
If they go back and they scrub everything clean, they're going to be busy for a while. And actually they have, though, because every time you look around, they pulling them. I mean, it's something getting pulled.
It's racist behavior, and we're going to delve into it when we come back. Yeah. Hottest thing on the game is Shaka 4-1 in the main event with Jackie O. We have what most of them don't. It's called Je ne sais quoi. All right. Also coming up is the Jackie O Entertainment Report. If you don't know, now you know. There's some real stuff and the real tough things going on down here in Texas area. We still got our electricity flowing around. Phones ain't been working. So, it's still a lot going on. People are still in need and whatnot. Make sure that you reach out to find someone that you can help today. Shaka 4-1 in the main event with Jackie O. Banging this thing in Dallas, Fort Worth. Find us at our website at www.pushgapradios.com. Pushgapradios.com.
Dallas, baby.
Giving you
right back.
Giving you 2 of them scoops there, baby boy. Push Gap, Dallas.
Yeah, this is Justin Graves. When I'm jamming at the JOB, I only listen to one radio station. That's pushgap.com. Lock it in your radio. You should listen to nothing else but Push Gap. Shouts out to my boy Shaq 41 on the 1s and 2s. On the 1s and 2s. On the 1s and 2s. On the 1s and 2s.
Anti-blackness in Asian communities has literally been killing us for decades. So you don't get to use Black Americans during Black American History Month as your scapegoat for anti-Asian sentiments. Okay? You can talk about anti-Asian sentiment. I don't have no problem with people talking about anti-Asian sentiment, but you need to go ahead and leave Black Americans the fuck out your mouth until you guys are ready to talk about anti-blackness in Asian communities, until you guys are ready to talk about the numerous murders of Black Americans by Asians in the United States. People really want to believe that Black Americans are sitting around with all this animosity towards other groups. And people really don't even realize that even that idea of Black Americans as like these animals that have all this animosity towards other groups, that in and of itself is anti-Blackness. That in and of itself is anti-Black rhetoric. That in and of itself is white supremacist rhetoric. Black Americans, like, let me be the one to tell you, like, Black Americans do not sit around thinking about nobody. You know the way the conversations go in our households? White people don't like niggers, so you better watch yourself. Asians don't like niggers, so watch yourself. That's the conversations that we have. Black Americans are not growing up in households like Asians that's like, oh, Black is bad. Black are criminals, thieves. We are not growing up in the same households as the Hispanics that are like, Black, no, mala, Black, nope, I know Black. Black Americans are not growing up in those type of households. We have never grown up in those type of households. Something like that.
Shaka Ford won in the main event with me, D, Jackie up. Heard exclusively on Push Gap Radio. Giving you 2 scoops.
PushGapRadio.com in Dallas and Fort Worth. In case you didn't know, we watched Eddie over the weekend. Coming to America. Get your popcorn ready and let's go from Wakanda to Zamunda. Coming to America, baby. Who was watching this weekend? Now, you were saying that some folk seem to be having, because there are some reviews that are negative that were pertaining to it. But say what you were saying about the youngsters who watched it and gave their reviews that we watched after we checked it out.
One thing I've noticed is that there's been a consensus amongst the younger generation that either was not even born when the original was made, or they were children at the time. And so listen to a lot of their reviews. They're pretty much wanting Coming to America to kind of equal Black Panther, what they got out of Black Panther.
I believe that wholeheartedly.
And they were like, there just wasn't they was like, it was too Disney for them. There were too many cameos for some. And sorry, y'all, spoiler alert. So if you haven't seen it yet, you might.
If you haven't seen it yet, we don't care. We've seen it, so that's your business.
We're just letting you know now. You're going to hear some things.
Come here after you watch the show.
But they were saying that there were too many cameos. And they were saying that there were too many product placements in the movie and things, and they wanted to see more. Like one guy, he was like, "Well, y'all want to act like you wanted to see more ratchetness."
Yes,
and there was absolutely none of that. There was absolutely no violence. There was no negativity. There was no fighting. I mean, it was a really good, wholesome movie.
Great movie.
Our children need to see things like that.
No matter, not WAP and crap like that all the time.
Right. And I mean, there were a few little almost racy parts, but nothing,
But other than that,
top.
they let them go. Now, you had that part that you sent me, and I'm trying to find that here, but I'm going to go ahead and read this part. If you can pull that up for me. That the part that they were looking for, rationalist. Coming to America has had negative reviews from critics, though many say fans will enjoy the Eddie Murphy sequel to 1988's Coming to America. Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall are back, and so are the laughs. More than 3 decades, 35 years. After the first Coming to America, Eddie Murphy returns with most of the original cast. Now, let me tell you something. I freaking love the cameos. I don't know what you was watching, okay? And did you get the reference at the end when the brother and the sister looked at each other and she said, "You think you want to leave all this?" And they said, "Nah." Do you understand where that came from? If you don't, then you too young. Okay, that's when Eddie and he asked her, did she want to, the queen, did she want to leave everything? Nah, that was the response. I loved it. You should, all the little, what do they call them? The pineapples or something, the Easter eggs that they call. Yeah, the nuggets, the Easter eggs that the white folk call it. But yeah, that are in the movie. It was amazing. I just truly loved all the beautiful Black people, the costumes that were designed by Ruth E. Carter. And it gave you a sense of freaking pride, because all our stuff is either murder, death, kill, or flat out Christianity, religion,
penitentiary.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Murder, death, kill.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what our stuff is. This was beautiful. It was amazing. All the different components that they incorporated into the movie. I loved it. I loved it.
And The set, it was beautiful.
Yes.
The palace scenes were all filmed at the rapper Rick Ross' house or his big estate.
How many bathrooms?
And his home have 21 bathrooms, and it has the largest.
Rick, you're doing too much.
And he's not the one that built the home. Evander Holyfield built it, but it went into foreclosure and went up for auction for $2.1 million. Well, Rick bought it for a little over $6 million.
Yeah, Rick know how to move.
But the home have 21 bathrooms. They have the largest swimming pool in the United States. So the rest of it was made at the Tyler Perry Studios. So it was black on black on black.
Yes.
Yeah. And gave a lot of people jobs.
Look at all the people he hired and put to work. Again, the cameos. It was amazing to see Morgan Freeman. Spoiler alert. You don't want to know, nigga, don't come here. Morgan Freeman, that flat out laid me out. Salt and Pepper stepped up in the Boogaloo, you understand me? And then in walks Queen Mother, Gladys Knight. Everyone, and now someone was knocking, what's her name for coming back? Calloway, Vanessa Bell Calloway. I don't see how that worked there. That was a stroke of genius to me. 35 years later, she's still hopping and barking. Come on, man. You didn't catch that? It was funny. It was the ratchetness. Let me read the deal here.
Tiana Taylor was beautiful.
Exquisite. Yes. All right. Now, coming to America, this is what y'all wanted to see, according to Demetrius Malone here. The Coming to America they wanted to see us portrayed as. One, Hakeem knowingly walked away from his son. They want to see Lisa and Mary fighting instead of becoming friends. That's the Queen and Leslie Jones's character. Lavelle, they rather see him selling dope instead of game tickets. A new light-skinned person to come to the rescue, because there's always a white savior in black movies. You can't make a totally black movie, according to them. They wanted to see Mika chasing a man instead of chasing her purpose. This young lady wanted a barbershop.
Yep.
She was training her whole life to be a queen and not some man's queen.
That's the sister.
And the last one I'm going to just read is that Akeem tells General Izzy, because it's impossible, he kills General Izzy because it's impossible to make peace with your enemy. Some of you need to say what you mean. It wasn't ratchet enough for you, okay? And I think that's a very deep statement myself. It wasn't ratchet enough for you. You might have missed the quality of the movie because you missed the fact that you were watching a story of emotionally grounded people. And some of you watched only wanting to laugh, not think, consider, understand, or to grow. So if you don't slap your knee laughing, you wrote off the movie as trash because you have no further dimensions. I love this. I commend Eddie Murphy. I do as well. Great movie, yes, Eddie. And I'm going to watch it again.
Yes.
I love to see us portrayed that way. We don't have our own media. He used Tyler Perry's studio, Rick Ross's house.
Yes.
And again, the producers he used, you don't have to give it 2 thumbs up just because it's black produced, but don't give it 2 thumbs down just because it's black produced either. In life, it's never the fact that you dislike something or someone. It's how you dislike that person that reveals your character.
It's true.
See?
Very true.
Outstanding.
I think people within our generation will understand it and will appreciate it a little more because we do know the history. And so all of the little trinkets and the little nuggets that he did sprinkle throughout here and there, it does jog memories for those of us that actually saw those things because they went back with the flashbacks and used the real flashbacks.
And how they weave that in there back at the club, because it did make you wonder, well, how could you have a kid if you didn't? And then the way they done that was stroke of genius to moi, okay? Mm-hmm. And how he hooked up with Leslie Jones's character back in the day and what Simi was really up to. And that was a new quirk and a new twist to it. And I just loved it, man. It was just amazing. I don't care that you don't like it because it wasn't ratchet, they wasn't twerking, this, that, and the third. Quality black entertainment.
Yes.
That's what that is. And I thoroughly enjoyed it because I love seeing, again, the costumes were amazing.
Everybody got along.
Everybody got along. And it wasn't the ratchetness that you're so accustomed to because the white folk keep feeding it to you every day, so you think it's normal. But then when you see something that expresses itself, you can't handle that because you have never reached the highest expression of your own self. But that's another conversation. Outstanding movie, Mai. So you enjoyed it?
Yes, I enjoyed it. And they said that he had a $60 million budget. And to me, the set design, Rick Ross' house, and those clothes made it worth it, because she dressed a lot of people and everybody looked good in their costumes. And also we need to mention too that one of Eddie's children was in the movie.
Yes, his daughter.
Bella.
Yeah,
Bella Murphy was also in it, and she
got her little cameo in there. She didn't get much to say, but you know, at least you got to show your face in the play.
She didn't have a cameo. She was actually
no. I'm saying she was, but she didn't have, you know,
she didn't have a really big speaking part. But you saw her quite a few times.
She can get her SAG card now. Daddy done twisted her up in the game. And people talk about nepotism. White folk done that since they founded this country and long before they came here. You supposed to do that. See, when I was growing up, my father couldn't take me to his job. He worked in a steel mill, factory worker. But think of those who was bring your children to work day. Okay, in Gary, Indiana, you have a whole lot of jobs like that. Okay, so your parents are supposed to expose you to what they do. If your dad's a mechanic, though you don't like working on cars, you need to learn to work on cars, because when you're grown, you have that trade in your pocket.
But now, one thing Eddie did say, though, is that she actually had to audition and earn the role. He said that she didn't get it just because she is, and he was not the one that cast her. And so he gave word that she must earn it. And she did.
Our public story is this, okay? You honestly think I believe it? Oh, you're going to have to work for it. Like she wasn't snuggled up on the end of the bed for the last 3 months. She do nothing. But she did hold her own. You look great, baby. Phenomenal job. Again, the total movie. Understand the total package. Other people tell our stories, fam. So you don't get to see that. You know, another one that was an exquisite movie, Soul Food. Makes you think.
Classic.
And then it's not all about killing somebody and not getting along with somebody. That's them people's deal. We've always coexisted. Remember what we said about the elephant?
Yep.
White people, please stop killing the animals.
So much respect.
Did you notice that? Yes. Where they gave respect to Babar, the elephant, and let the elephant be on his way.
Didn't try to spear it.
Ain't tried to kill the damn elephant.
None of that. Just they gave
Open up your eyes and see, man. Yeah. This man used black everything. And this time they didn't force him to put a white person in the movie. He was able to do what he wanted to do. Yeah, it was Disney. It wasn't rated R, but, you know, it is what it is. Coming up, keep black folk name out your mouth. We ain't got nothing to do with anti-Asian sentiment. We're going to delve into that. Do you think Texas just showed you how they're going to end the future of electric cars? When our grid went down, everything was totally messed up on that. And Dr. Seuss and his racial ass will delve into that. Coming up next, the next voice that you hear is the hottest entertainment report out on the World Wide Web. You can Googlegram face us, all right? It's Jackie O's entertainment report. Hottest thing in the freaking game. Shaka 401 in the main event with Jackie O. Syndicated through KYBNradio.com in Mountain View, California. If you don't know, now you know. When it comes to podcasting at pushgapradios.com, you got to bow down and kiss the ring. Hottest thing in Dallas, Fort Worth. Shaka 401 in the main event with Jackie O on pushgapradios.com.
What's up, Dr. Ramsey and the crew?
All right. Doc and them been doing things. KYBNradio.com's new website. Please go over there and check that out. Coming up, next voice you hear is Jackie O with the Jackie O Entertainment Report, heard exclusively on pushgapradios.com. It's Rubber Buggy Baby Boomer Radio. Say that 3 times fast.
Come on back now, y'all.
Girl, say Rubber Buggy Baby Boomer Radio.
Rubber Baby Boomer Buggy Radio.
Pushgapradios.com. We finna take over this town like street sweepers.
could actually sit even longer. If you had like a Toyota Prius, I had a friend in Canada that used it when the heat went out in his cabin, and he said he had a full tank of gas, and with the battery charged, he could warm himself up in that thing for well over a week.
You just shot to number one on your internet radio dial. Shackleford won in the main event only on pushgapradio.com.
I'm looking for Jackie. Jackie O.
From Duncanville to Richardson and back to Funky Town. From Lancaster to Cedar Hill and even Agtown.
I'm from down, I eat rude. I hit Big T on Sunday to catch Q.
What's going on? It's your girl Mozart. Chilling here with my girl Jackie O.
Hamilton Park, Dallas, Fort Worth, it's Push Gap Radio.
And now, with your PushGapRadio.com entertainment report.
Oak Cliff, Highland Hills, Pleasant Grove, Keystone Pope. That's a couple hoods that be reppin' for the 214.
Jackie. Hi, Jackie. How are you?
What up, y'all? This is Jackie. Oak Cliff in South Dallas, west of Pleasant Grove.
Rep your city. Tell them how you really feel.
Shackleford won in the main event with me, the Queen Bee, Jackie O. Only on PushGapRadio.com. It's the hottest combination in the urban internet game. Dallas, baby.
I'm from down, I eat rude. I hit Big T on Sunday to catch Q.
That'd be banging. I like that in there. Oh, I produced that, so that's probably why.
That's why you're enjoying it.
The entertainment report with Jackie O.
That's right. Kevin Hart. He just gonna, I think in the coming months, he's gonna either be coming or going from one court to the other because
Kevin Hart,
because he recently had the accident. Then after that, he. Here recently, he found out that his assistant has stolen like over $1 million worth of cash and merchandise.
Yeah, didn't
from
that happen
using
a year or
Kevin's.
two ago or something?
No, that was recently.
Really?
Yeah. Well, now he's being sued for $390,000 because he missed a show appearance, and they're saying that they gave him $10,000 in advance before the appearance because he was supposed to go on Instagram and he was supposed to make 2 posts of his upcoming show for the advance. Well, he didn't make the post, neither one, and so they wanted their money back.
As it should be.
Well, his people are saying that they sent the money back, but apparently sent it to the wrong person.
The check's in the middle.
But somehow it was sent to the wrong person.
Yeah.
And so it's just a big to-do. But anyway, he did not do the shows. And apparently these people are wanting, and they're saying that they spent $12,000 promoting the fact that he was coming. Yeah, his people say they sent that money back. They just, it's to the wrong person. They don't know what happened.
No.
But anyway, so we will kind of keep abreast of what happens with Kevin and all his.
You know how you run that game, man. You send the phone bill to the electric company. You send your car payment to the apartment people. Come on, man. You forget to sign the check. They done wiped all that out. Now they got Cash App playing. They ain't playing
stuff. Just crazy. Dr. Dre and his soon-to-be ex-wife. Their divorce is just continuing to be. Actually, though, he's been getting a lot of good ticks on his side of the game. She tried to have it where 3 of his alleged mistresses during the marriage had to testify during their divorce proceedings because she was wanting them to help her prove that he was spending extravagantly on them and their lifestyles. Because one of them got a house that's over $2 million, and his wife know that he purchased it. But she was wanting these ladies to have to come to court, help her prove that he had these mistresses and kept up with their lifestyles because she's trying to get the prenup that she signed thrown out and saying that it's null and void. But
Bobby Brown said, "It's my money. I can do what I want with it." Right, Ted?
Well, the judge ruled in Dr. Dre's favor in this one and said that the alleged mistresses will not have to testify.
Thank you.
In this bit of divorce case.
Don't need to be in your business.
It's just getting ugly. I
She's making it ugly.
Like I reported recently,
Go away quietly.
He had a brain aneurysm about a couple of months or so ago.
Remember that.
And while he was sick, she was still going strong with
milking the account
with what she was doing. Well, as he's recovered somewhat, he haven't actually recorded anything himself in a long time.
Right.
Well, he was recently filmed recording a diss track to her, and it is
some of his partners had jumped on board too. They was ripping in their joints.
Yeah,
so this man has a bigger platform. He ain't even got to say it. He can just tell the little homie who trying to get put on, and little homie will come out here and diss you, and then say, bump Dre. Y'all can forget about Dre. It's about me, and bump his chick. That man can do that and don't say a word. Ugh.
Well, he said
How's she
a
gonna
word.
do it? She gonna do it on Facebook, Instagram? There ain't no big enough platform. He said a
word. He said quite a few words.
Of course, that's what a diss track is.
Yeah, well, he definitely.
Where her song at? She ain't got one. Then we know who made the money.
She say she doing hers in court.
Okay. He is too. As soon as he come out of the recording studio, okay, he is gonna sell 10 million. What else gonna do? Yeah, take this loot and go away quietly.
And speaking of divorces, I'm sure everybody know by now too that Kim Kardashian West finally, I guess, got fed up with Kanye and his shenanigans.
No. It was probably the other way around.
Well, she have her things, but now I have to give it to Kim. Kim has been coming to bat for a lot of incarcerated people that were
that's true,
falsely incarcerated.
Humanitarian.
So she's been great doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, as quirky as she is, as far as loving to be in front of the camera and all of that, she's a good mom to her kids. She's always with her children, and you don't always see them with nannies and things. So I have to give her props. Now, and she has stuck behind Kanye no matter how wild. His shenanigans were. Him, on the other hand, everybody knows that he have a diagnosed mental condition. Well, he doesn't take his medication regularly, and he just goes off the deep end.
So Kanye just be off his meds most times. Huh?
He's off his meds the majority of the time, and those children don't need to be exposed to a whole lot of that.
Well, that's probably in their DNA too. You better see how you gonna act when you get older.
I mean,
granted, when it kick in.
He's a great dad too, and I wouldn't take that from him.
Right.
Now that's one thing about both of them. They're excellent parents to their children, but he wasting his time and energy and money talking about running for president and all that stuff.
How's that wasting his loot if he
daggone well that he had no earthly way of becoming president.
Trump either, but look where we are.
Trump, Kanye, two totally different people.
But look where we is.
Trump had the backers and the supporters that he needed. Kanye, not so much.
Kanye got fans. He has a base.
He does have a fan base, but not big enough to make him president of the United States. But anyhow, so she finally have filed for divorce, and they've been married for 7 years. But they're doing it very amicably. Theirs is not bitter or any of that. Kim is going to keep the house that they have now, and
he moving back to the shop?
He already moved back.
Oh, to Wyoming.
He's moved to Wyoming, and now he's been there for quite a while now.
Gotta help him get president, like Darius Rucker, Hootie. Okay, Carl Malone wear cowboy boots, be in Wyoming driving trucks. Hey, it could work for Kanye.
Hey, it's
Kanye's smart.
So Kanye is very smart, and that's probably part of what his problem is. Kanye started losing his mind, and you've heard me say this all the time. After his mother died, Kanye was extremely close to his mom. And prior to his mother's death, I really admired him. He is so smart that you would not believe. I mean, was very sharp.
Yeah, wasn't his mom a teacher?
His mother was a teacher, and they had a very, very good, close relationship. And honestly, once his mom died, he never have been the same.
Just never really recovered. I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that.
And he was an only child. And, you know, I mean, not to say that that's an excuse or anything, but it is what it is. That's when his demise, as far as his mental capacity went.
Oh, yeah.
But
it can affect you tremendously, you know. You're an only child, and your mom goes early in life, you know. It's it can be very traumatic. I'm sure.
Definitely. And then you never know what he was internalizing because, you know, think about it. This lady was trying to do she had done cosmetic procedures.
Right.
And so this was as a result of all of that. And, you know, and where did she get the money from?
Exactly. From him.
So, you know, he probably have a lot of things.
Yeah, because he paid for it, and had he not paid for it, 2 minutes. Had he not paid for it, she wouldn't have been in that position. And then, you know, by the same token, she wouldn't have died. So you start backtracking. You blame yourself for a lot of things. I mean, from your success came this, and it was like a 1 in a million accident.
Right.
So,
and she was at home, and her cousin was acting as her nurse to help her. And so he's probably thinking, you know, should I have had, you know, a real nurse? I mean, well, not that his cousin wasn't a real nurse, but, you know, hired the best or whatever. So I'm sure, you know.
So I'm sure it was very
more power to him, and hopefully he'll get better. But a lot of people are upset that R. Kelly that R. Kelly, who is still
1 minute
still locked up, real quick. They're upset because he is fully vaccinated against the coronavirus.
Yeah.
You know, he tried twice to get out because of that, which the judge denied.
Right.
And so now he is vaccinated, and people are upset because he got vaccinated quicker than other people.
Yeah, so he can get out ahead to Chuck E. Cheese.
Or ahead of, you know, people that are out in the free
But see,
world.
see, R. Kelly, you should have came along now, because it would be hard for you to get little girls because they homeschooling. Okay, you just can't go hang out at the playground no more. Okay, they are at school, at home. Okay, so hey, that R. Kelly put himself there.
I know he did.
Okay, I don't feel sorry for you, fam.
I don't feel sorry for
but it'd be harder for you. Be harder for you to get the come up right now. You understand me? Because yet again, they're all on laptops, and they can't do that. That's the Jackie O Entertainment Report on the Bangin'est podcast on your urban internet radio dial.
That's right.
We tell you how it is. The other ones tell you how it might be. PushGapRadios.com.
Dallas, baby.
Giving you 2 scoops.
What he see.
PushGapRadio.com. We want to be your official Dallas internet station. In Hamilton Park, Dallas, Fort Worth, we're PushGapRadio.com.
PushGapRadios.com. Listen to us now. Believe us later. PushGapRadio.com.
Dallas, baby. Believe me now.
Something like that.
Shaka Ford won in the main event with me, the Queen D, Jackie up. Heard exclusively on Push Gap Radio. Giving you 2 scoops.
And it goes a little something like that.
Push Gap Radio. Shut up.
It's the question, my friend.
Ain't nobody asked you nothing about nothing. PushGapRadio.com.
Try that again.
PushGap Radio without the oops this time. PushGapRadio.com, Dallas, Fort Worth. PPP. I'm on the PPP. I'm getting the stimmy. Give me the stimmy. Give me the stimmy. Give me the stimulus. I'm on the stimmy, baby.
Well.
All right. So being on the stimmy, they've extended it now. So it's going until mid-September is what they're saying now. But I got the stimmy. And again, we leveled up. We're on YouTube, and we've expanded some things here. But some folk, when they got the stimmy, they had other purposes with the stimmy money. All right. But is it Biden money or is it still Trump money? I was calling it Trump money, but Biden's in now. Still ain't got my 600, but that's neither here nor there. Here's some people who did get their stimmy, and they probably got my stimmy too. Jackie O is going to tell you about it.
There's a little bit of a difference, though. You're talking about your individual for
Give
not
me the
working,
stimmy.
your
Give
unemployment.
me the stimmy, baby.
This lady, what I'm about to talk about, she did the Paycheck Protection Program.
The PPP.
Business. You're not a business owner. You did.
I'm a business unto myself.
You did not get a PPP.
No, I didn't.
IRS, he did not get a PPP.
Oh, yeah. No, I did not get a PPP.
A 37-year-old Houston woman. Yes.
I'm scared of 3 people, baby. The I, the aura, and the damn S.
So trust me, he did
there was
not
no PPP
get
from
a
one.
PPP.
No.
A 37-year-old.
Hold on, Jackie, make sure. Go ahead, Mom. Yeah, I ain't getting no PPP.
Yeah, he not celebrating that at all. Trust me.
Turn my hat around.
A 37-year-old Houston woman, however, she's alleged to have used the money given to her by the government via the Paycheck Protection Program under the coronavirus aid relief known as CARES to splurge on 2 houses, almost $1 million. She spent over $700,000 paying cash for 2 houses, one in Katy and one a little on the other side of Houston, a new Land Rover, purses, and more. How stupid can you be?
You're beating the system, because here's the best time to beat the system: when there's confusion. Okay. And if you're a very aware, astute person, when you come in a room, you can notice if things are running a tight ship, or if there's chaos, confusion, and deplorable leadership. So they come in, they see that it's the coronavirus, it's COVID, and it's just rushing everything. No one has time to figure things out. We'll figure it all out later. So you hit, because you always think, because criminals always think they're smarter than the people who pay their rent chasing criminals. And you think that you will perhaps be the only one who don't get caught. But then people are going to go back through at the end of this thing and do an audit with your tax dollar.
Yes. And
good luck with that.
What she did, because with the PPP, if you do what the stipulations say that you're supposed to do with it, then you don't have to pay the money back.
Because I came back on PPP at my job.
With your job, right? But if the businesses do not do what they're supposed to do, then they have to pay the money back. She had filed for 2 businesses, and she received $3.6 million.
Mommy, I respect the hustle. You understand me? Bump their head. Okay. Some things, big risk, big reward.
But the
thing I'm from the street. I know I've gotten older and I'm trying to have a little bit more sentiment or whatever. But by the same token, Mommy, it's survival. I mean, what's the first rule of the jungle?
But she didn't do what she was supposed to do, because she
did what she needed to do.
No, she did not. She actually is the owner of a bar and a lounge.
Okay, but wasn't nobody at work but me.
That's not even what she filed the money on.
Okay.
She filed the money on 2 other businesses that are in question, because it's like, okay, so where are these businesses at? You didn't even touch your legitimate business. So therefore, the money went for her to splurge and to do all these things. So she's looking at 30 years now because of that.
And for the Fed, or is that state?
That's Fed.
Oh, that's
Fed. But she's not the only one.
You're going to walk like 27 and a half, 28 years to the door.
NFL's Josh Bellamy was arrested for misusing PP loan funds. He was buying Gucci and Dior.
Yeah, I bet Bill Bellamy distancing right now.
He was like, it was not me.
Yeah.
Then a Dallas man.
Yeah.
He got $17 million from it, and he bought all kind of luxury cars, houses, and all kinds of things. So his name
is Ray Ray. I don't know his government name. His name Ray Ray.
It was like these people was getting some major
bumping heads,
money, boy.
Bumping head.
That's crazy.
Since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, there has been a rise of anti-Asian hate incidents that has led to fewer customers for Asian-run businesses and a surge in violence as well. But this is just another chapter in a long lifeline of anti-Asian bigotry that spans centuries of U.S. history. Let me tell you something. They say that the Asians are being jumped on, this, that, and the third. They're trying to say that it's black folk, because they always tag everything on us. But here's the thing. The Asians were marching with Black Lives Matter just last year. So now all of a sudden we running around beating the crap out of Asians. You heard the soundbite earlier in the second patter set. We don't sit around our table talking about how we hate Mexicans or Asians or white people. We just say, hey, the white folk don't like us, so watch yourself. We didn't put you in internment camps. We didn't treat you in our cartoons and our media as if you were some running joke like the American Indians and black people and you guys. So we don't leave our house looking to jump you or fight you or do anything to you. Why? We don't care. We know all of you don't like us. So as we come out into the world, it's not a group thing. You meet Asians who could be your best friend. But as a group, these people sit around talking about how they despise us and hate us. Now they're sitting around here, putting up the little executive orders and whatnot for them. We've been getting killed in the street forever. Where's an executive order for us? First off, there is no anti-racial Asian sentiment against Asian people from black people. It's just not. All the racism that's been done on you has been done by who? The same people who telling you that it's us. Remember we watched the news and the guy went up there and knocked down the Asian guy?
Yeah.
And we stopped it and said that, well, he looked black, but then as we looked at it again, like I told Jackie, it's like Chris Rock told you. That's a Puerto Rican. I'm from New York. I'm not from New York, but like I said, I'm from New York. You can't get no Puerto Rican past me. Just because he's darker skinned don't make him us. ADOS, fam. You got it,
Jackie. Started it all was Trump. When Trump started saying coronavirus and kung fu virus and
the kung flu, baby, it's from China. China virus.
That's when the Asian attacks started,
right? And
they increased from there. I saw one report where they were saying in previous years, before this last year, they only had recorded an average of 100 cases per year.
Right.
From March of last year when this all started to it was February when I saw the article, up until February, they had recorded over 3,000 incidents. And those are just the ones that were recorded.
Right.
But what they're doing is they're running up to them and they're saying stuff like, y'all stop eating that stuff and just different things like that and telling them to go back to China with the China virus and all of that. So basically it's Trump supporters,
Trump's people
that are attacking these
and
people
then they'll put
because they're blaming them for us having the coronavirus.
Exactly.
And that's what it is. So it has nothing to do with
keep black folk name at your mouth. All right. That's flat out. We tired of you dumping everything on us. And like we spoke on earlier, coming to America. Beautiful. Beautiful execution. Beautiful way that you wove everyone into it. The visuals were stunning. The whole thing. It's a movie, man. Suspend reality. Let me tell you a part me and Jackie saw. Spoiler the freak alert. Now, if you watched, he was holding the lion's whiskers. This is why I tell you about recording your stuff at Tyler Perry place, because sometimes Tyler like to save a nickel or two.
He's hired people now to do
He
this.
cut the whiskers here. Here's the lion's face. He got the whiskers. He cut here, and then he pulled his hand away when the lion was on top of the thing. If you haven't seen it, I can't help you. Well, yeah, it was great. But keep our name out of your mouth. We ain't done nothing to you. We ain't done nothing to nobody. You people come in our communities, talk to us, and hurry up and buy. Come on. You don't see a black rib shack in a Chinese neighborhood, but you see all their stuff in ours. 2 minutes.
But yet, the thing about it is racism is bad in any form.
Yes.
No matter who it is. But the thing is that this with the Asians has gotten everybody's attention.
Yes.
Whereas with the black people, this has been what we've been.
They won from the giddy up. Where were you?
During and going through from day
Where
one.
were you?
So it's like, how come
now
there are no laws to protect?
That's because with black people, they hate you because you black, but they abuse you because you're poor. You never see them going for the Asian vote, do you? You never see a big campaign on CNN where they're going to get the Asian vote, because the Asians have their own community. They have money. Plus, the Asians have another country that will come to their aid. What other country do niggas have that's going to come to your aid? Everybody else has dual citizenship. They can go back to Haiti, Europe, China. there's another country that's going to check on them people. You ain't got nobody to check on you. We're Shaka 401 in the main event with Jackie O. If you don't know, now you know. Because one thing's for sure, our joint ain't for everybody. Our thing is to make you think. Coming up, it's the Jackie O Entertainment Report yet again. Okay, give her so much time. Jackie got the job because she talks so much. Sometimes she's doing this.
Look who's
and I need you to do that. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm on. Eddie Murphy was great. Truly, truly enjoyed it. Do you think the cell phone could end racism? We're going to discuss that. And do you think, looking at Texas, after we had that big snowstorm, that maybe, just maybe, we'll need to be looking at no electric cars? Shaka 401 in the main event with Jackie O, syndicated through KYBNradio.com in Mountain View, California. Banging this thing in the game. And for all Jackie's little fans out there, you understand?
Hey, y'all.
Up there in the Gun Room, Grand Rapids, and here in Dallas. PushGapRadios.com.
And everywhere else. Hey, y'all. Dallas, baby. That's right.
No, we just...
I got people in other places.
Nah, I got that.
PushGapRadio.com. Don't knock the hustle, baby.
PushGapRadio.com. We want to be your official Dallas internet station.
Hello, everyone. Godfrey here. Corona, Corona, Corona. Oh, my goodness. This is a serious pandemic, my friends. Very dangerous. Please take precautions. Please stay clean, disinfect. Don't be in crowded areas. Let's fight this thing. We have to take it day by day. I know how you feel. You feel like a prisoner in your own home. But what are we going to do? Yes. Now the Chinese are feeling the biggest blow. Yes. They are feeling the racism that is coming towards them because they are saying that the disease originated in China. Yes. Donald Trump said, it's Chinese. That's why I call it a Chinese virus. China, China, China. That is what the president says. But the Chinese are outraged, saying, how could you do that? How could you blame us for this coronavirus? Yes? Well, the Chinese, yes, not all Chinese, but if you're eating rats and cats and bats, something is going wrong, you know? Or maybe this might be manufactured, but you didn't hear it from me, you know? The Chinese are looking towards the black race to help them out in this racial discrimination. Yes, they feel like they're tired of being stereotyped, tired of being looked at, tired of being unwanted in this time. Yes? Well, welcome to black life every day. Yes? Listen, I have empathy. Black people have empathy for all non-black people that are being discriminated against. But where were you during the Ebola crisis? Where are anybody when black people are being brutalized by the police daily? Yes? Where are you when black people are crying out? No one seems to be anywhere. But you are in our neighborhoods selling us your horrible food, aren't you? And your horrible products. You're there to take our money. That's where you are. But when it comes to our suffering, no one ever backs us up. So, my Chinese brothers and sisters, I'm sending you love. But this time we cannot be your racial superheroes. Yes, we have our own problems. Not only corona, but we have you, we have Arabs, we have white, we have even our own people attacking us. So we're kind of busy right now. So keep your heads up. You shall overcome. Good day.
South Dallas, West of Pleasant Grove.
Shaka 401 in the main event with me, the Queen Bee, Jackie O.
Only on PushGapRadio.com.
It's the hottest combination in the urban internet game. Dallas, baby. Jay-Z
Yes.
He's doing a good thing on the one hand and then not so good on the other hand, but I'll start with the good part.
Right.
He is going to be a key investor in this app called Perch Credit.
Okay.
And it's aimed to help underserved communities boost their credit scores.
So Russell Simmons fell off into that with the Rush card.
Yeah, but this is not a card. This is an actual deal where they're going to be reporting to the credit bureaus, but it's a Los Angeles-based credit building system. It was founded in 2019, and what the premise is that people that are making recurrent payments, like on their rent, subscriptions like Netflix, Google, and Spotify, then those things would be reported to the credit bureaus. And
yeah, but isn't that what Experian was trying to do with their little thing that we reported on a year or two back? That if you was paying your rent on time, your lights on time, but it was only going to pop your score up like a couple of points, 4, 5, 6, 7 points, I believe.
I don't know, but this one, I mean, but for people that are usually in the areas that they're targeting, those people don't have credit cards. And
access
cars
to banks and whatnot.
And houses and things like that in order to build their credit. Those people are considered don't have any credit, but yet they're paying their rent every month. They're paying for Netflix. They're paying for Hulu. They're paying for their cell phones and things like that.
Right.
So they are proving that they can make
consistent payments
consistently.
Exactly.
Right. So therefore, that will help them build their credit. The only downfall to it is the app is only available through Apple. So
mine and Apple gonna pump you. Even when Apple gives you things for free, they want your card. If you're giving me stuff for free, why in the hell do you need my damn card?
Right.
I'm confused.
Right.
Okay. You're gonna try to lure me down into the rabbit hole, and the deeper I get, and no.
Yeah.
But when you ask for my card, I'm out. I got a course now that's been trying to get me to sign up. No.
Yeah. So if you're on an Android, you're kind of left out of luck, but if you have an iPhone, then you can definitely do that.
And so it's not a card, it's a what now?
It's an app.
It's just an app.
Yeah,
okay.
It's an app that you would download and sign up, and there we go. Which, I mean, again, that's a really, really good. But
look at all the hidden fees you're going to be hit with and whatnot as you progress into that. You know, every time you get hooked up on those apps and whatnot, sometimes they'll start out free, but then sometimes, you know, as you go in, there'll be some hidden fees and things.
Yeah, I didn't say it was free. I don't know if there is a cost to it.
It's a cost if it's with Apple. That go without saying.
I don't know that part. I'm not saying it's free. I'm just saying you only have access to it that way.
If Apple involved in the boogaloo, you understand me?
Yeah, you're gonna have to do some checking on your
yes, sir.
Even though she's not really a celebrity in the way she is now, the quote unquote Gorilla Glue girl. This is kind of an old story now, but we wasn't on last week, so just to kind of catch everybody up though.
Janky ass power around.
You know, everybody made the joke about her putting the Gorilla Glue in her hair and all that stuff, and she was suffering like that for over a month. Well, everything we know happens for a reason, and it was proven here. The doctor that did the transformation and got the glue out of her hair, the Beverly Hills plastic surgeon, not a plastic surgeon, he's I guess he is the one that does
dermatologist.
He's a plastic surgeon when he does the boobs and all that.
Yes, sir.
The breast implants and all that. Well, she was going back to him because she was going to get breast implants.
Right.
Well, when she did the testing prior to that, it was determined that she had a lump in each breast.
Wow.
That they caught early enough where he was able to remove them, but they're thinking now that if she had never
put the glue in her
hair,
and see, that's a silver lining. Every dark cloud has a silver lining, and for that to have happened again, maybe that was God's way of pointing out to you,
yes, because out of all of the time and all of the people that tried to get this stuff out of her hair, that it finally took this doctor in Beverly Hills and
he came up with it out on his back porch, didn't
he came up with it, him and his assistant, because he was also a chemistry major from here out of Texas. He's from Texas, and
the great state.
And yes, and he and his assistant stayed up all night, and they kept testing it until they got it perfect. And when she went in, they gave her a mild sedative. She was awake, but she wasn't feeling anything. No, she was asleep. She was out. I'll take that back. But he did it. He took his time, did it very gently, got it all out. She kept all of her hair and everything. So, but in the meantime, though, he blew up. He started getting so many people that decided that they wanted to come to him to get some type of procedure done, and he had to start turning people away.
Exactly.
And so he just really, really, really blew up.
Okay, stop right there. So this dude, in the midst of all the chaos, pretty much created greatness for her and himself.
He did.
Man.
He really did.
And he's from Texas.
And he is so elated. It was so good seeing a good story. But yeah.
It came out of that. Yeah, it was. I mean,
I felt out of Texas.
I felt a little sorry for her, but sweetie, you're a grown ass woman. You know damn well. Continue.
And the thing about it is he does good things too. He does a lot of volunteering his services. Good doctor? Yes. He volunteers his service a lot. So kudos to the doctor.
Yeah, man. Outstanding work.
Yes. Ice Cube.
Yes.
Ice Cube is saying that he's wanting to make a sequel to Friday just as bad as everybody's wanting him to. It's been 20 years.
It's been 2 sequels to Friday.
But he's wanting to do, you remember they were wanting to do the other one before Witherspoon and all them passed away. But the thing is, the holdup is not Ice Cube or the other actors. The holdup is actually Warner Brothers.
Okay.
Warner Brothers are the one that's holding up the progress and not really wanting to talk about it. So they're blocking the franchise.
Okay.
And Cube is upset because he's saying that he's still wanting to do it. So he basically...
Do you want to see another Fridays, man? I mean, I think you done milked that.
Well, he's wanting to do one more, and he's wanting them to let him take over.
I don't know.
Because what he's saying is that, you know, people are always flocking to see him anyway, the other ones. And so he wants the opportunity to be able to continue on with the franchise.
Now, 1 and 2, I can watch 1 and 2 over. I can really watch 1. Okay, I love 1. No matter when it comes on, you know, if I done baked or whatever, then, you know, I can sit there and check it out. 2 with Day Day was amazing. But then once you start getting into the clown thing and top flight security, you start losing me at that point because you done milked it.
Well, they're refusing to release the rights, but in a way, this kind of puts me in the mind of Prince,
right?
When he was trying to get his rights for
he had slave written on his side of his face,
and changed his name to the symbol, and
the artist formerly known as Prince.
Yeah, and all that stuff in protest. But think about it. Ultimately, Prince won and got his back. So maybe. You know, maybe if Ice Cube keep pushing.
Cube should come up with something else, I think. Cube, I'm a huge fan, baby. But I'm old. You are too. But, you know, I think you done milked it.
Yeah, but I guess he feels that it's the time of the reboots. And so he feel like he wants to get on that bandwagon too. I mean, because Friday, I have to admit, Friday, the original one.
Yes, number 1.
That is definitely a classic in my book. That's one of my top movies.
What you do, Cube, if you want to know from moi, is you make a movie 2 minutes, babe. 2 minutes, Jackie. You make
too late now.
you take one of your songs and make a movie out of it. You know what song you should take? Once Upon a Time in the Projects. Make a movie out of that.
Floyd Mayweather is in a celebrity bidding war to buy a $2.6 million Maybach. He usually gets what he wants, but this time he have another wealthy celebrity, an anonymous celebrity, that's bidding against him. It's a 2009 Maybach 62S.
2009?
Yes. Landaulet, which features a V12 twin turbo engine with 620 horsepower.
Oh, 9 for 2 point what?
This is just a starting bid.
At 2 point what?
2.9.
Yeah.
And 2.6 was the starting bid.
09.
It's an 09. Right. But it's only one of 8 ever produced in the world.
Okay, that's the Joe Louis
and there. Only 3 are in the United States.
Really now?
The other 2 are owned by Drake and DJ Khaled.
Mm-hmm.
So when this car released, the sticker price was originally $1.35 million.
Wow.
So it remains to be seen. They said what Floyd is going to probably do is just kind of keep bidding, but he's bidding because somebody was like, why don't you just go on and just bid high and just go on buy the car? And he was like, no, he don't want to pay. He don't want to pay $1 more than he have to.
That's what.
So what he's doing is he's going to let this other celebrity bidder just bid till they give up, and whenever they give up, then he gonna come in.
That's when I'm gonna come in,
and then that's when he gonna come in and go on and get his car. But this has been Jackie O and my bae. Shackleford one with the entertainment reports.
That's what that is, mine. It's Jackie O, not Babe. Dallas.
Something like that.
Shackleford won in the main event with me, the Queen D, Jackie O. Heard exclusively on Push Gap Radio. Giving you true scoops.
And it goes a little something like that.
PushGapRadio.com in Dallas and Fort Worth. We're going to talk about Dr. Seuss and his racist books. We covered that a little earlier. But I had this thing here where it talks about this black security guard who got fired from his job for using the N-word. Do you think that's appropriate, or do you think he had every right to do that? A Florida police officer who is black is out of a job after his body cam captured him using the N-word while on duty, according to the Tampa Police Department. Tampa police fired 8-year veteran Delvin White after he was heard on 2 different occasions saying the N-word. White had been most recently assigned as a school resource officer at Middleton High School. White's use of the N-word against the department's policy that prohibits discriminatory conduct. On November 13th, 2020, while on a phone call, White's body cam recorded him referring to a group of people as ghetto niggas. The City of Tampa Personnel Manual B1.2 discriminatory code states in part that violation of this policy shall be grounds for immediate dismissal in the absence of extenuating circumstances. The question is, he's a black guy. Was he well within his rights to use a term that is used within his community against those who look like him?
My opinion is he was on duty and he signed paperwork that said that would be grounds for immediate termination. It doesn't matter what color he is. At that point, you're at work. So they had every right to terminate him.
Okay.
And me personally, I don't like the word anyway, so I don't think anybody should ever use it because that's not just.
Oh yeah, but again,
that's just me, in my opinion.
Every culture calls themselves something. The only people we seem to be concerned with is us because you can't say it. But do I think he should have said it? Not at work. Okay, being a limousine driver, I've come across black guys who are way cool, but I never got into using that. We would kick the bobo, but I was always professional and whatnot. Now, here's what a few people said. Said the news of the firing of Delvin White was met with a little backlash online. Pilot Jones said, imagine that. A black officer can get fired for using the N-word on body cam, but a white officer gets a slap on the wrist for murdering a black man on body cam. Matt Rickard said, white officer kills unarmed civilians, gets paid leave, and most is fired from the position. Black officer says a slur created 4 people by his own ethnicity that is currently being reclaimed by said ethnicity is immediately fired. So I think you probably should have kept it professional, fam. I understand. Trust me, I understand.
Only because two wrongs don't make a right.
True that.
And what they have been known to do is when black people make mistakes within their professions,
right,
they use them as the example. Mm-hmm. Then is when they decide to go ahead and enforce policy or whatever. But yeah, does it make it right? No, it doesn't, because they most definitely should be punishing these white officers that are being murderers, which is what they are. Mm-hmm. So, and with that, watch what happens starting on Wednesday. Derek Chauvin, the officer that killed George Floyd, his trial starts Wednesday. Mm-hmm. They are already putting up barbed wire fence and all of this stuff around the courthouse. Mm-hmm. So what are you preparing for? Yeah. You watch the difference between what they're going to be prepared for Wednesday compared to what happened in January at the Capitol in Washington.
This week in history, Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali. Joe Frazier turned professional boxer in 1965. And when Muhammad Ali was stripped of his title in 1967 for refusing to serve in the Vietnam War, the heavyweight title was up for grabs. The match for the title was held in 1970 between Jimmy Ellis and Frazier in Madison Square Garden. Frazier defeated Ellis in 4 rounds to become world champion. He defended his title against world light heavyweight champ Bob Foster. Then he fought Ali, who had successfully sued the WBA to win his license back. The fight took place March 8th, 1971 at Madison Square Garden in New York City and was titled The Fight of the Century. This week in history, March 9th, 1997, rap artist Notorious B.I.G. dies. And Notorious B.I.G. is killed in a drive-by shooting in L.A. on March 9th of 1997. He was 24 years old. This week in history, March 10th of 1969, James Earl Ray pleaded guilty to killing MLK. James Earl Ray pleaded guilty in a Memphis court to charges of killing Martin Luther King Jr. He was sentenced to 99 years in prison. March 12th, 1964, this week in history, Malcolm X resigned from the Nation of Islam. It's deep.
It's very deep.
A lot goes on in our history.
It does.
Of what we be doing. Do you think that what happened after the power grid failure here in Texas, that we're really set up to take on an influx of electric cars? If you think about it, if you get a gas car when we were frozen out and the power went out, you can stay in that car for 3 days, just letting it idle and staying warm. Mm-hmm. Okay, just go fill it up with gas. Right. Now, if you get a hybrid car, you can stay in a hybrid car for a little more than a week, almost 11 days, because you can run the engine and then on the battery and then switch it up. But on an electric car, the grid already sucks. So every night we're going to plug in 11 million electric cars to suck from the grid. Do you think after what happened that electric cars are really going to make it in America?
No, especially not here. I mean, right now I'm advocating for a Ford F-150 with the generator, built into the bed of the truck.
That's right.
This guy had just recently purchased a 2021 Ford F-150, had a generator built into it.
Beautiful truck.
He plugged in and never missed a beat throughout the whole thing. Even his neighbors was coming to use power to charge up their telephones and cell phones and things. But this man powered his entire house.
And kept it pushing.
And kept it moving.
And that's how you got to do, man. Things are changing. You're going to have to learn how to survive. Mm-hmm. The power went out. Do you think the next thing that happens is going to be better or worse than what we just went through? It's getting worse. These people have no idea what they're doing. It's old ass white men, 75, 78, 80 years old. How old are your parents if you're of a certain age? How old are your grandparents in their 70s, in their 80s? Would you be letting them run the country, let alone try to balance the damn checkbook?
Well, they all got fired and resigned now.
You need to get it together, fam.
But now we have to worry about the summer because we can get over 100 degrees,
triple digits,
several days or weeks,
and then what?
Back to back.
So,
it's
get
already
prepared.
weak.
Get prepared. These people have no idea what they're doing. And then I told you about the atmosphere. What's your boy Elon Musk keep blowing up rockets? I'm like, oh, well, he can afford it. Yeah, but how are you damaging the environment? The atmosphere. It doesn't matter that you can afford it. Jesus. Yep. And do you know how quickly we could be out of this epidemic? It's people like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and your boy from Microsoft, Bill Gates, and Facebook guy. If y'all just made up a pot of money. But you don't care because the greed and selfishness is so inbred in this country, man. And that's why it'll never balance out. But
just like the electric bills.
Yep. But things have plateaued now. What you were doing works no more. You keeping a segment of people, black people, ADOS, you keeping them down. If you were to give us business loans and let us flourish, we could contribute more to the economy and to the tax base and whatnot. But you want to keep us down. But that day has come to an end because the generation behind you no longer believes in that. Jackie L.
Y'all listen to us every Monday, kybnradio.com or
KYBN Radio is at 98.7 in Mountain View, California.
And that's at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Central Time. And then you can listen to us on demand at any point in time at PushGapRadios with an S.com.
That's what that is. Never average, never mediocre. Online, on point, and on the money. Think about it. They do not know the long-term effects of taking that vaccine, but they want you to take it, and then we'll figure it out later. Trail of Tears for the Indians, internment camps with the bubonic plague back in the late 1800s with the Chinese. The Tuskegee experiment with black people. And now you want to rush this over to me. See, they got to get them schools open so they get them daycares open so they get your ass back to work to build their company so they don't go under.
Well, and ladies, be aware that what they have found since people have gotten the coronavirus shot or vaccine rather, is that on their mammograms, the mammograms are now showing masses, but it's allegedly some type of side effect from the vaccine that they're not supposed to be worried about. Right. But that, it's like, I don't know if a mass is coming up on the mammogram and it's from the vaccine. What is it?
Something is not right. Check us out on Facebook. You can find us at Push Gap Radios 1 on Facebook. We're on Twitter and Instagram. I just really don't mess with us. I'll not tell you to get there, but we're working on that. You can always find us on our website at www.pushgapradios.com. Most gangster thing in the game. We done outstood a whole lot of people, player. And if you just tuning in, we appreciate you. If you've been riding with us since we've been here, we greatly and deeply thank you.
That's right.
Shaka 4-1 in the main event with Jackie O. If you don't know, because ain't nobody told you ain't messing with us, then hey, you just don't mess with us. That's what that is, man.
Yeah, we thank everybody.
We thank you.
Nikki and the crew, that's you too.
That's what that is. Shaka 4-1 in the main event on PushGapRadios.com.
Dallas, baby. And we're out.
Giving you them scoops.
Pray until something happens. God always provides. At PushGapRadio.com, the power is in the name.
PushGapRadio.com, bridging the gap between old school and new school radio. PushGapRadio.com. It's Dallas, baby.
PushGapRadio.com. Extraordinary urban entertainment. I wish we were still pushing the hip hop from back in the gap, man.